Chris Eubank Jr., he signed with Boxer. So he went from fighting on Sky to fighting on Sky last week. He signed with Boxer, and the talk is that they're still looking to do the Canelo Alvarez fight, even though you hear Eubank mention names, and you hear him mention Crawford, you hear him mention Canelo, you hear him mention Ben, you hear Eddie Hearn mention Conor Ben, you hear all this, and you're kind of like, is it going to be Canelo? And when I look at the Canelo fight, I look at it and I kind of think, yeah, I'd be interested in it. It'll definitely get a lot of eyes on it from the UK. But in reality, if it's between Eubank and Berlanga, if I'm in Team Alvarez, if I'm looking to maximize revenue, I would do the Berlanga fight because it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico. It will be very big. Do you remember when he fought Cotto back in November 2015? I mean, that didn't do a million buys, but it did very good numbers. I mean, Miguel Cotto against Canelo, I mean, just even saying that, you know it's going to do well. Miguel Cotto was a big star. I used to love Miguel Cotto. He's one of my favourite fighters back in the day. I used to love him. So I knew that fight would do good. He is nowhere near Edgar Berlanga, the fighter Miguel Cotto was, and I don't think he'll ever have the star power that Miguel Cotto had. But a Canelo Berlanga fight would do well. It would do better in the States than Canelo versus Eubank, in my opinion. That then leaves the question, who does Eubank Jr. fight next? And Eddie Hearn is still trying to flog that dead horse of Conor Ben. I was intrigued in it. I have to say I was intrigued originally when the fight was proposed. I kind of, at the start I wasn't, and then it kind of grew on me. And then we got the fight week, and then you know what happened. Since then, it's just been like, I don't care. And the longer it's gone on, the more I'm kind of like, I just don't want to see it. I want to see both guys do separate things. It's a fight that makes no sense really for either man apart from money. If both guys are looking to progress in their careers, it's not going to do anything. It's not really going to serve any purpose other than for both guys to be well paid. If Chris Eubank Jr. is looking for a fight that's going to pay him well but might actually help push his career forward and might also give him a little bit of closure on something, Conor Ben is not the fight for that to happen. I mean, you're essentially fighting a welterweight, and if you beat him, yeah, you've got a nice big payday, but how is that going to help you get a world title shot? How is that going to help you pick up a world title? How is it going to do anything other than, you beating the welterweight? And that's essentially it is. It'll probably do a bit more for Conor Ben, a little bit more, but saying that, Eubank Jr. is not seen as like a world beat or anything like that, so how much really would it do? So I don't really care for that fight too much. I know if it did happen, the casual audience would still lap it up, I know that. But for me, the fight that I want to see Chris Eubank Jr. in, and I think it's the fight that makes the most sense from him for a variety of reasons. If he's going to go and fight at 168 pounds moving forward, or maybe now that Aleem Kalouli will more than likely move up in weight, it might actually free up a title at the middleweight division. He may be actually wanting to stay at the middleweight division, who knows. But if he's looking for a fight, we'll say kind of in between, if he's looking to fight at 168 pounds and maybe come back down to middleweight or wait and see what happens, how the landscape changes at 168, either way, if he's looking for a fight that's going to make him a lot of money, that's going to actually help him in terms of things that have happened in the past and may get him back onto the world stage, well, who else is there to fight? Only Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders fought Canelo Alvarez, he fought Canelo Alvarez 3 years ago. He hasn't fought since then. Billy Joe Saunders was 20-0 when he fought Chris Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr. was 18-0. They didn't fight in the Manchester Arena, they didn't fight in the Wembley Arena. They fought in the XL Arena in the Docklands. I always thought that fight was in the Wembley Arena. It wasn't. It was in the XL Arena in the Docklands, which would be in the East End of London. That would be near London City Airport, if I'm not mistaken. That was in November 2014. It is now 2024, a decade later. Billy Joe has had 10 fights since then. So he fought Eubank Jr. He had 10 more professional fights. Chris Eubank Jr. was 18-0 at the time. He's now 33-3. All the trees, there you go. So that got some kind of meaning to it. But he's been way more active. He's been still tipping away, whereas Billy Joe has been doing a lot of things. Boxing's not been one of them. I think at this point now, it is you probably could get away with doing it on pay-per-view. Billy Joe is still a name in the UK, as is Chris Eubank Jr. People would watch the fight. There's genuine beef and needle there. The face-to-face would be brilliant. The face-to-face would be pay-per-view then of itself. You can just imagine how those two would be. The build-up would be good. I think that Sky could probably try and do, because it would make more sense to probably be with Sky. Sky would be delighted because they'd have their own in-house pay-per-view and they wouldn't be having to try and, gate crash the party of TNT in the zone saying, hey, can we join the party, because we kind of have no pay-per-views at all really to put on, and yeah, I know Fury, Usyk are not Sky Fighters, nor are Joshua versus Dubois, but can we please join the party, because we're kind of screwed over here. They wouldn't have to do that. They would still do it, but at least they'd have their own in-house pay-per-views that they could do it themselves, and that's what they really want. Obviously, of course, they could do it there with Eubank Jr., Billy Joe. The build-up will be very good. Both guys are known to the general public. I think for Eubank Jr., it is the most winnable this fight has ever been. I always felt that if you were talking peak for peak Billy Joe versus Eubank, Billy Joe would always win. So if you think about, like, say, 2017 Billy Joe, he beats Eubank Jr. If you're talking about 2020, 2021 Billy Joe Saunders, he beats Chris Eubank Jr. Now, Billy Joe has lost to Canelo. He's not fought since then. He's been out of the ring for 3 years. Yeah, he's been out of the ring for 3 years. He's been putting on God knows how much weight. You've seen clips only a couple of weeks ago of him out drinking. God knows what else he's been taking. He's clearly not been living the lifestyle. He's a fighter who relied on his boxing ability, his reflexes, all that good stuff. I mean, God knows where they are now. He's a boxer, and the ring rust is going to absolutely... It's going to just take it. Oh, he's going to look a shell of himself when he gets back. Even if he doesn't go straight into a Eubank Jr. fight, and he has a comeback fight, he's going to look like a shell of himself. Eubank Jr. right now, it's the best time for Eubank Jr. to fight him. It's the best time for them to do it on pay-per-view because they can probably still get away with it. It'd be the best time for his career because it would actually push him probably further up the kind of ladder in terms of looking for a world title shot. And as well as that, he can always say that defeat is written. I've righted the defeat. I've righted the wrong. So that's Liam Smith. I lost. I avenged it. Billy Joe, I lost. I avenged it. Can't avenge the George Groves lost because he's retired. But for Eubank, from a mental point of view, it probably exercise a lot of demons. So I just think that fight makes the most sense because Billy Joe, we're still hearing rumours that always looking to come back. He's looking to come back. It's not the other. We've been hearing that for the last 2 years, and yeah, he's still not back yet. There was rumours that Conor Ben and Eubank Jr. were going to fight early this year, and that Billy Joe was going to be on the undercard. When that didn't happen, Billy Joe went from he's commentating on the zone to now he's gone again. Yeah. So, look, maybe that's wishful thinking this fight could happen. If it did happen, if they did do Billy Joe Canelo, I keep saying Canelo, if they did do Billy Joe Chris Eubank Jr., if they did it in the next 6 months, Eubank Jr. every day of the week and twice, and he probably stops Billy Joe at this point. He probably stops him. Even in the next year, he probably stops him. I'd be still interested in that fight, though. I would still watch it. I would sooner see that fight than I would the Conor Ben fight. I would. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Billy Joe versus Chris Eubank Jr. Is that really the only fight to make for Chris Eubank Jr. at this point? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button. Hit it, jab it, do whatever you got to do, but smash that like button and subscribe. I want to get to 20k. I'm in the 19,600s. I've got more than 9,600, but you know what I mean? I'm in that ballpark. I really flipping want to get to 20k. And I'm just counting the minutes down till I get there. 20k, lads. And then 21, 22 by the end of the year. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe as always if you haven't already. Peace.